I know. That's why you're right.
Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Supervisors meeting for March the second.
Second? Yes.
Please
Second of spring.
join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry. The board has met in executive session on February 18th and before this meeting to discuss personnel and litigation matters. Item number 4, a presentation of 1400 Manor Drive, Fox Lane Homes. Please come forward. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to hand us ones anyway. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're good. I think you're good. Good evening. My name is Joe Morrissey, one of the principals of Fox Lane Homes. I'm joined with by John Rathon, who's our Vice President of Approvals and Development, also for Fox Lane Homes. We do have bigger boards. If for some reason the 11 by 17s either feel or look too small, we could always put those up too, but we'll hold off until you tell us later if that needed to be done. So first off, we're here to talk about 1400 Manor Drive, which we call Lot 2 in the New Britain Corporate Center. The reason why we looked at this neighborhood is we're obviously building the neighborhood High Point at New Britain around the corner. The current zoning of the 1400 Manor Drive is C3, which is the commercial zoning in the Butler Avenue Corridor Overlay District. We had proposed doing a B3, B5 twins in town mixed community. I know we had met with township staff and we had gotten some feedback from them that maybe the township didn't love the idea of doing any more townhomes. We looked at the product we are looking to do here, which is kind of what we call kind of a move down buyer, larger units, 24, 32 foot wide by 64 foot, anywhere from about 27 to 3,000 square feet. A little bit more of a kind of an upscale product, even more so than what we're building at New Britain. The reason why we considered this is at High Point at New Britain, we have 110 sales as of the end of February. Hopefully we'll be sold out there by the end of August of this year and probably settled out by first quarter of 2027. So that job has been a really, really good job for us. So the reason why I say that, out of those 110 sales, 29 of them have been to what we call move down buyers. So people 55 or over that are looking to sell their 20, 30-year-old home that they've lived in, for a long time and looking kind of for the low maintenance lifestyle where they don't need to worry about mowing the lawn, dealing with any kind of work around the exterior of the house. Don't have to worry about the snow plowing and some of the other stuff that goes with it. So with that, besides sales being fantastic, the move down buyers have been just under a third. It's like 26% of the buyers. And that's why we propose to do an active adult neighborhood on this section of the New Britain Town Center or Corporate Center. So kind of going through some of the other things of why we thought this was a kind of a great location is the move down buyers love convenience. Obviously the proximity to 202, County Line Road, Upper State Road, Old 202. It's just a super convenient location. If we were to do an active adult neighborhood, it's kind of like the hole in donut where you have the retail on one side, you have the office buildings, you have the apartments. you have Little Farm Acres up the way, and then obviously you have our New Britain neighborhood. But as far as being able to connect all that, the lifestyle of a move down buyer to be able to kind of walk around to the grocery store, to the bagel store. You could, stop at the pet store, you could get your nails done, you could get your hair done. It's just a super convenient location that way. Overall, we always like the age-restricted neighborhoods. Townships typically like the age-restricted because it's a buyer profile that not overly taxing to the township. You have no school-age children. The traffic isn't too crazy. It generates tax dollars. Obviously, right now, it's just a parking lot. To be able to have 24 neighbors there that, buy local, shop local, go to the doctor's local, and usually isn't a tax on any kind of police force. There's typically no large parties and some of the other stuff that kind of goes with that. So from that standpoint, the townships typically like those age-restricted buyers. Just overall, this was kind of an initial sketch plan after meeting with the township staff and just trying to get an idea of if there's a chance that the township would have any interest in this. And if they didn't have any interest in this, if we could have a conversation, if there's anything else you thought that the township might like to see at this location.
Well, we've looked at your sketch plan and we are not interested in more townhomes in that area.
Okay.
I could say that we've liked working with Fox Lane Homes in High Point. That has been a good relationship and a good project. But for this location and this density, I do not believe that that would be appropriate.
And just to kind of the follow-up question, is it mainly when you say townhomes, just because they're attached? Because they are different product, just way buyer profile and the way they look and feel. I did put a picture of the product that we built in Bluebell, which is at our Ironstone neighborhood, just to be able to try to give you an idea. And like I said, if it, at the end of the day, attached doesn't work, that's fine. I just wanted to be able to, kind of just get your overall thoughts on that.
It's too much crammed into too little a space.
Okay.
And that's already our most congested area of the township.
Fair enough. If whether it's Fox Lane or if there was somebody else that was looking to put something in there, I think when we met with township staff, they might have mentioned active adult apartments, some kind of senior apartments. Is that something that might be better received by the township?
The current zoning is industrial office park, I believe.
It's got a commercial, yeah.
I think you have been talking to our staff, both our engineer and our manager, and I think they've got a good pulse of what the board would like to see there. So,
Okay. So just follow up with the staff on that.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. That was it.
Yep.
Thank you.
thank you.
Moving on to item number 5, the motion to consider the consent agenda. Item A, approve minutes of February 2nd, 2026 Board of Supervisors meeting. B, approve regular bill list as follows. Dated February 19th, 2026 for a total amount of $73,208.15. C, approve prepaid bill list as follows. Dated February 5th, February 12th, and February 19th, 2026, in a total amount of $307,974.94. D, approve escrow release number 1 to CP Rankin, 4359 County Line Road, Brook Enterprises LLC, in the amount of $292,749.90. Does the board have any questions on any of these items? Does the public have any comments on any of these items? Hearing
I'll
no.
make a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Call the motion. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Number 6, action items, North Branch Park Playground improvements. William May, would you like to tell us about this?
Actually, I'll start and then I'll
Okay.
flip it over to Bill, if you don't mind. Just to give you a little bit of history on this. As you know, we have been working on this project for about a year, a little over a year. We applied for grant funding through DCNR last May. We heard in December that we did not get the grant. However, we did budget the full amount of the improvement in our 2026 budget, contingent upon not receiving the grant, because the project is important. So we went and refined everything, and at this point, I will flip it over to Bill. But this is a budgeted item, so we don't have to worry about that. So Bill, if you don't mind.
Good evening. So what I would like to do is I'll just go through step by step. I don't think we have to get in great detail because you've all seen the proposed playground system and the pavilion as we put through the packet. I just wanted to highlight some items that of importance and why we have to do what we have to do. All the numbers are current. They are all updated for 2026. They are good for the entire year. So as we go through, I'm on page 6 with the site from the packet. We have the configuration of the playground as it is in an L shape. In order to make it viable and fit in that location, this is what I came up with, because if it was the original and we made it an entire rectangle, we would be infringement on right field of field 1. We'd have 190 feet, and that's too close. This will give us room also in conjunction with Enbridge. I've been in touch with them for the pipeline that is there. We have a 25-foot right-of-way. As long as we are beyond 25 feet, we do not have to give them a sketch with distances and plans for them to approve. We can just go ahead and do it. They'll be very compliant. They'll mark out the line. So I do have enough room to move this like 5 or 10 feet away from the pavilion, which will increase the right-of-way distance because the pipeline comes in on an angle. So as we move up, by simple math, we're pretty close to where I measured. I remeasured it today. Roughly, he doesn't have his marks out there because the snow finally melted, so. But I feel that this is the best option as trying to keep, our goal here is to keep it ADA, and so parents don't have to walk, the swing set, the playground, everything is right in one spot. If right next to the pavilion, and access off the driveway, eventually we'll have an access from the pavilion to the playground.
So just to, because we don't have a schematic, we're replacing the small playground in the front of.
Yes, the train and the small slide and climber unit that's
And
there.
we're replacing the pavilion,
Correct.
new flooring, new.
It's going to be a concrete pad. It's going to be, we recommend the steel seam roof that was in the picture, because it's just going to be maintenance free, basically. It's completely different from what we have there. All the parameters of the pavilion do fall within our codes, our enforcement for snow loads and wind speed. So we're good there. I already double checked with Randy, and he was like, yeah, that's fine, as long as they do give us the sealed plans.
Can you just give us a total cost of what this project is going to cost?
Roughly on the front page, what did we say here?
$400,992. That does not include our in-service costs. Our crews are going to be doing some of the site prep. They're going to do the demo and some of the site prep, if I'm not mistaken,
Correct.
some drainage work. So that's why the grant application was for the amount of $475,000. That included our work, our in-kind work, so.
And I think we may need to provide some small assistance to Ryan for the drainage, which we had talked about before, but there won't be much.
So 2 questions, Bill.
Yes.
The playground, we will be able to afford the poured in place rubber surfacing?
That's everything that's on there. It has that is the highest number.
Yep.
You had made that clear, I think.
that
What's
we
that?
wanted that.
They had made that clear from day one.
Yeah.
Staff was aware of that.
Preferably, I'd like to see a color that will be a little cooler, not the black that's,
No, we have, the one we have picked out is the same as the one is in Outback by by the Sec Pavilion too, the one we have put in several years ago.
Reddish.
It's olive green and beige, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
So we want to keep everything the same, try and keep it the pattern.
okay.
It's Army green and beige.
Yeah,
Okay. And was there a color choice on the playground equipment?
there was, but the one was orange and the other one was black, so.
I meant the
We
equipment. not
can, the equipment, we'd like to keep the red fire engine. It costs more to change the color of the panels. I think it's just, when you come in and you see that, it's just gonna stand out. So we can even paint a 34 on there if we'd like to. But yeah, and the poured in place rubber will be green and black as well. It's not the multi-rainbow color that they sent us.
Keep like
Red.
red.
I did want to touch on the fact that, yes, we do have to remove several trees
Yes. I
in
saw.
order to make this fit. Unfortunately, 2 of them are memorial trees. So I don't know, the one is a Bradford pear, and I both know that they're not on our
Not
list. The
required.
other's the
I don't
American
think they're
elm.
Sold anymore.
What's that?
I don't believe they're even sold anymore.
No. So, and the Bradford pear is not in the greatest health. The problem is contacting the families. The idea, I have one of 2 ideas. We can offer just to replant a tree in coordination with us in a place that we can both agree on. Or my other thought was we can have an engraved bench around the playground. So basically the memorial is still in the same spot. It's just a bench and not a tree.
I would,
Maybe we can give the families the option.
yeah, I would give the families the option.
that
I like
would-
the idea of the benches,
That would
but
be the only 2 options I like the idea of the benches just because it gives you, okay, we're not moving, we're just changing.
and it's not gonna die 5 years down the road or.
Right, and they're the same style benches as the Belson, the benches that we have out there now, but you can get them engraved for, I think they're like $500 or $600 for the bench itself, and then $6 per letter for engraving or something, so.
Yeah, no, that's.
It would probably
that's very
come in,
doable. We'll coordinate that with the people who are involved.
There's.
And the other 2 trees you're taking down, one's a sycamore and one is a,
well, the one's an American elm, the one's the Bradford pear, they're both memorial trees.
okay.
The other one is the sycamore. That's the one that's, because we have to watch for the aerial views too. That's really, really close to where by moving that gives us the room to move forward if we have to, and gives us the better safety parameters.
And we,
with the swing set.
I will tell you, we did, in case anybody asks later about just, oh, we're just taking down a couple trees to fit this playground in. It was tough. We went through some different layouts. We met out there several times, and I think we all came to agreement this is the best layout. We can't get any closer to the gas line, can't get any closer to the ball field. And just where the water line is for the pavilion, we need to keep that in the same area. So there wasn't any other options. or
Yeah, and it's also, we have to think about the fall festival too. It's not gonna be intrusive. If we start going out beyond, it starts to become, so I just like, this is like Craig said, this is like the best option.
I did push pretty hard because I knew the board's sensitive
Well,
to everybody is about. the tree.
I would like Park and Rec and EAC leadership to get together and find another tree that we can replace the sycamore with. It doesn't have to be in that spot, but just somewhere in the park.
Well, if we can do it in the catch basin that they had proposed earlier, didn't they want to plant a bunch of
We can
trees
talk
back
about
there?
that.
We'll talk about that. I'm not sure. what
I mean, that's
they-
fine. It's not hard, but
Right.
I think in the future, once we start talking about memorial trees, it really have to be, we're paying for the price from 35 years ago.
Yeah.
However long they were there, I don't know. So I think it's gonna have to be a little bit more sensitive as to what we want to do with the memorial program as far as trees.
That's a whole different subject.
I know, I'm just getting one.
Just let us know your thoughts on it. I like the benches. We really,
We will coordinate
I
with
think it's
the,
up to the families.
that's up to.
Let's tell the families that that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
oh,
They want a tree.
not the ones that, no, not the ones that are being removed. I'm talking about in the future.
Oh, instead of doing trees going down the road.
I
Gotcha.
agree that the
Not offer
current
trees in the
families
future.
need to
Yeah.
have the say in what they want.
Yeah.
But going forward, because I know you guys,
Just that instead of
Just a
memorial tree.
bench instead, yes.
That makes sense.
because I know we also took down a tree that was dying.
The pin oak out by the pollinator
Yeah.
garden, yeah.
Yeah, so.
So that's basically the playground in a nutshell. It's pretty much, it's there. That's what we have to do in order to make it work. I think it's gonna, we would leave the existing swing set and spring rocker up until this is complete.
Okay.
Once this is complete and our timeline is about 5 to 6 months for everything. That would be playground and pavilion. That is from the time, when I say that, that is from the time, what happens with the pavilion is we're gonna send what we want, they're gonna send the sketches, we approve it, send it back, and then they can get started. So it's 5 months from the time they receive our approval back.
Okay.
So,
And the survey that you had approved, what, over a year and a half, 2 years ago that we did for the whole property. So that's where this, this is the first time we're using it. It helped the planning go a lot quicker. It's not a lot of grade changes, but with some drainage issues, it is really flat out there. Ryan, Janine, and I looked at it, and Bill. So we are utilizing that survey then that's why the costs on my side are pretty minimal. It's already been done and paid for.
Well, I think this is a sorely needed upgrade to that facility out there.
Yeah.
And it's ADA compliant and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for the kids.
well,
Will
and
this be completed by
we're hoping.
Fall Fest?
We're hoping, but I mean, there's a lot of conditions that factor in, so, I said the sooner we can get this moving forward, the sooner we can get it done. I mean, they're pretty good with their timeline with this company that we worked with when they did the rear playground. They were in, they had everything, and they were very easy to work with. The only other addition is we would recommend, we're going to remove that grill area with the fence around it. The only thing that's really growing there is an ornamental grass, which we can find someplace else to plant. Take that fence down and then we could just leave that for now, regrade it, and then at a later time, figure if there's something decorative that we want to put there.
Okay.
But yeah, because thing is so obsolete, I don't think it's ever been used. So, and it's really not supposed to be open fires in the park, correct? So,
I think not anymore. I just wanted to express gratitude on behalf of myself and probably many residents for the forward thinking with the ADA compliance and all of that. And the design was very thoughtful and intentional.
I
and
think
that
that's
just-
what we try to do.
Yes, that was exceptional. So just thank you so much.
One other thing I will point out is that this is a Co-Stars vendor, so that's why we do not need to go out to bid. They're already approved through the state, so we can just directly purchase from them.
Okay. And they did a good job in the back, so. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I've got one more comment that I would like to do. The pavilion, could we please remove the stone column wraps that are on there?
We can. That's an option.
That was my idea.
Well, you're looking at this for,
Try to dress it up a little bit.
but they're big
Bill
columns.
said no, I said yes.
Grand, and if
That's
you want ADHD and you've got little kids,
Actually, Dan said the show on there and that's an option and it might
Yeah.
come off, so.
Well, we wanted to show the option, so.
So the sidewalk walks right into one of those big column wraps.
Well, I did not design this. I would not have put it there.
so yeah, I just think they just take up space, and you've got little kids, you're gonna have prams, you're gonna have ADHD, you're gonna have,
Well,
I
that's,
think they're just
There
unnecessary.
was an option, they went the whole way up. We kind of talked about having this option, but then it was costly, so you will save
Yeah.
the money.
Fixed when the pavilion only costs 40.
Dan's right.
So. Does everybody else think
Yeah,
that's
I'm
a good
okay with
option
that.
to get
I
rid
don't-
of?
I don't think they're necessary.
I don't think they're necessary and we save 60K for something else, that's.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find somewhere. else
Approval
to
to
do that.
proceed? That would be
Yes.
Fantastic.
So, do I have a motion to approve the North Branch Playground
I will make that motion.
revitalization? I have one. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Any further comments from the public? From the board? I call the motion. All those in favor, say aye.
Thank you very much.
Passes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
get, I'll get started on the paperwork this week.
Thank
Thanks,
you for
Bill.
your work.
Absolutely.
Have a great night, Bill.
Thanks, you too.
Item B, consider a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 2026-01 to vacate a portion of Chapman Road.
It's me. This is this is something you've seen for about a year now, I guess. We rezoned the property for the county. This is the Chapman Road that leads down to the nature center. They own both sides now, and they're asking us to vacate it. They'll be able to control that. It'll be their driveway, and they have some planned improvements. I believe we just received at least part of the application today for it. So they're looking to move forward, after we do this. Yeah, just, it would be vacating a small portion of Chapman Road.
This ordinance has been duly advertised.
Do I have a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 2026-01?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in, I'll call the motion. All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Any public comment? I'll call the motion. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. That's approved. Item C, consider a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 2026-02, placing a four-way stop at New Galena and Sillersville Road.
Again, I'll take this again. Again, something we've been talking about. We talked about at our last meeting that it would be advertised. There was a report we got back in, what was that, November? When was that report? November 24? Recommending and saying this should be a four-way stop. We heard that PennDOT was going to be moving forward with it, and they just asked us to finalize everything on our end and adjust our ordinances accordingly.
Okay. And been advertised?
It has been duly advertised. I think Scott mentioned that.
Okay.
I just throw that in just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Do I have a motion to approve the ordinance 2026-02?
I'll make that.
Second?
I will second that.
Any public comment? Questions, any from the board? I think we've discussed it. I'll call the motion. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Item D, consider a motion to approve a vendor for the township file digitization project.
Actually, I'm gonna hand this one to Alex. and she-
Me.
Yes, she did 99.9% of the work.
Yeah.
I cited on the final.
So I narrowed it down to three contenders. And then I brought in two to meet with Dan. So it was between Burke One and Scantech. So I had them come in and speak with Dan, show them the proposals, and then he kind of discussed what we needed. And we went over what kind of what we were looking for, what they could offer. So after talking with them and looking at the proposals and pricing, I would like to go, and Dan agrees, with Scantech. And mostly because of price, but also because Scantech can offer a product that would link our current software with kind of what we're doing, what we want to do with transitioning those files. So they have a program called Laserfish that would integrate with Tracer on the back end, which would make it a lot easier
Nice.
for me and also the zoning office when we do right to knows, and then also when she's looking at permits. So when Doreen's doing permits, she can just go right from Tracer and look into property files that way. So it help in across multiple departments, which is kind of nice.
And what is the price for the bid from Scantech?
So they came in around 70, so it's a little higher than what we were approved with the capital planning money. But what I was talking about during the capital planning meetings is we can have them structure with, I can say you have $60,000 to spend this year. And then they can do as much as possible this year, and then we can finish off the rest next year. So we can kind of structure it that way.
What is the time frame from the time they start, do they think? How many months?
It is probably a 4-month project, could be a little longer. There's like almost 300 boxes to scan. So the actual total cost that they came in was $70,558. One of the things and what Alex did mention is we did sit down and talk with them, and one of the things I did like is that this is what they do. Burke One is a subsidiary of Berkheimer, who is a collection, loves the collection agent. So they kind of spun that little division off, and they do that. But Scantech, this is their job. The other thing I like is their client list. A lot of local
Yes.
municipalities, they know what we do. They're very familiar with municipal operations. They have that capability to do that. So it's one of the reasons I was very comfortable, and we were both very comfortable with Scantech. And if you remember last year, we started this project when we were going to PSATs. I gave Alex the duty of going around to all the vendors there and finding appropriate vendors and that was the genesis of doing this. I know it's something we've talked about for a long time, but how do you find people to do it? Well, you go to your peers who already do it and find out who they use, and that's what we did, so.
And I have spoken with the gentleman from Scantech at various PSATs
Yeah,
events.
They're
so-
good. They know their stuff.
And I like the fact that they're right down in Willow Grove, so the money is staying in the area.
And the other, they also are a CoStarz vendor.
Wonderful.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve Scantech as a vendor to move ahead with our file digitization project?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further comments from the board?
Just that this is, very glad to see this happening. I'm sure we all are.
Any comments or questions from the audience, public? Okay, I'll call the motion. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved.
Thank you. Just one other thing in regard to them is once we get done doing all the property files, we're going to look at everything else that we have. It's just not going to end there. And we will get them to give us numbers on doing, our other records that we should have scanned in and available. So, but the priority is the property files.
So I did actually notice that they were going to destroy the files once everything was completed.
No,
They're returning.
No, they're returning them.
That's an option.
Ah,
It's an option for that.
we are getting the stuff back.
I believe that yeah.
We're going to be taking space in Ryan's building.
One of Ryan's buildings.
He doesn't know yet.
We haven't decided yet.
No, we actually we could probably put them up in the Coleman property house.
It's gonna say Upper State Road.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna keep them.
In the flood zone. I don't know about that.
You're
One second.
planned anyway, so.
Yes.
Okay. Item E, consider a motion to approve Kimmel Architecture Amendment Number 1. Dan?
Yes, several years ago, the board approved having Kimmel start a study on the township facility here and to see what we need to do to upgrade this. The building was built in 1991, so it is 34 years old, 35 years old. And obviously, the police department is very crunched. So we hired Kimmel. We had them start work for us. Their original agreement, they've gone through that amount. And this amount will get us to a point where the board can make a decision what we're going to do. It'll be some more work on drawings and then some sketches and renderings to try and get us to the point where we can decide if we're going to go right or we're going to go left. And if we decide to go right and we decide to do something, then obviously that's another agreement for doing the whole specs and the bid work and all that kind of stuff. But right now, this just gets us to the decision.
Any questions, comments from the board?
Just for clarity for our audience and our residents, Chief, if you could elaborate a little bit on the need for why we need to improve this?
You think it's
So. 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
We're right below this floor. what we have down there is not conducive to, number one, safety or proper operations of the police department. Very disoriented, the way it was designed, it does not meet modern policing requirements and accreditation requirements. And also, we have grown, not substantially, but we've grown out of our space. In the space, definitely needs some upgrade.
Definitely.
Definitely. We'll leave it at that.
Consider how the staff has grown over the last 30 years. I mean, there's definitely
Right.
need for some more space to be able to operate.
And also just the way that everything was, like, as you said, was laid out is not functioning in the way we need it to in 2026 and going into the future. So I just wanted our residents to know that our quite exceptional police staff are really kind of on the struggle bus down there with their facilities. And I'm sure they would, I don't know a better way to say that, but yeah, it's not what it needs to be. And so for the safety of our law enforcement and being able to continue to provide exceptional services, this is really important.
Just one further question, Dan. What is the amendment cost?
Oh, I'm sorry, $11,500.
Do I have a motion? I'm sorry, was there any comment from the public? Do I have a motion to approve the Kimmel Architecture Amendment Number 1?
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Item F, consider a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-04, Memorandum of Agreement for a Neshaminy Consortium. Dan or Scott, do you want to take that?
Oh, yeah, this is the follow-up from your meeting last time where we had the presentation from the Chamonix Watershed Consortium. The resolution is necessary to enter into the agreement to participate, and obviously, the only other thing you will need to do is designate a representative on behalf of the township.
Do we have to do that tonight?
You do not.
We can just fill it in as to say to be determined.
Correct.
Any comments from the board? Dan, did you?
No, I wasn't here for the presentation. If you remember, I wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay.
But I did listen to it, and I know that Stephanie has been working with this group since probably just when I started up. So it was like April of 23,
24.
24?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
what time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
But yeah, so they've been working, and this, I guess, is the outcome of a lot of that work. So obviously, it's a good project to move forward with.
Any comment from the public? You could, yes, I believe it is. There was a lot of groundwork and Stephanie did work on that. And since our last presentation and our advertisement of this ordinance or resolution, or not resolution, there have been other townships that have decided to join this consortium, the purpose of which is for the entire area to work together to control stormwater and flooding. So,
5 municipalities, all 5 that were in the working agreement have all said yes.
Yeah.
okay. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution 2026? I'm sorry, did someone have something
Sorry. 5 municipalities?
There was.
original?
Yeah.
And since then, another 1 or 2 have joined. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank
Item
you.
G, consider a motion to approve the first amendment to lease agreement between Chalfont Fire Company and New Britain Township.
I'll start. If you recall, I believe last year, when the fire company was here making a presentation, they talked about extending the lease for some ungodly term. But we finally went back and forth with them for a little bit. Scott sent an original draft over to them. They got back to us, I guess,
It was right before the original January meeting, was the week before the original January meeting, so.
yeah,
Sorry. One thing.
which was snowed out.
Which we got, yeah, it was the Wednesday before, we were in the middle of our meeting when it came in.
Yeah.
Got snowed out, and then.
Yeah, so it's here, they've reviewed it, they're fine with it. It really, the only provision we put in there is that they can't sell to another fire company without our approval. We get approval, whatever happens to the property.
This is, we
Our property.
Still our property.
talked about, but this is the station in the Highlands.
Yes,
They need to build a taller facility, larger facility to accommodate current modern firefighting equipment. And the lease agreement extends it for another 100 years, so. None of us will be around to need to worry about that at that point. Any comment from the board? Further comment? Any comment from the public? Hearing none, I call the motion to approve the lease amendment between the fire company and New Britain Township. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
we need.
Have a motion.
We need.
Oh.
a motion.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Now that we have the motion, all those in favor? Aye. H, consider a motion to approve the settlement stipulation for 52 Chapman Road.
Yes, this is a tax assessment appeal that was filed by the property owner for last year's taxes and moving forward. Was negotiated on behalf of the taxing authorities by the school district, since this affects them the most. They came up with a number that's good and recommended, and they will be owed a small refund from the 2025 taxes, but it's less than the cost of, on behalf of the township's cost, less than the cost it would cost to get the property appraised to go forward with any further tax appeal, so
And I believe that amount refund is
just
us 4,300.
4,300, yes. It's a sizable decrease, but again, the school district's losing will be losing over $40,000, so their experts doing this on a daily basis knew where it was going, yeah.
And Scott can attest to this. Normally, these tax assessment appeals, the school district takes the lead in defending them or fighting them because they're the biggest stake in the fight. And they take the lead. And again, it's the way the system works, but it happens.
It's a settlement, and as said, cheaper to just agree than to try and.
When the school district's agreeing to something like this, yes, you know, that's the easiest way to put it.
Any comment from the board? Questions? Any comment or questions from the audience, public? Do I have a motion to approve the settlement for 52 Chapman Road?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion's approved. Finally, I, consider a motion to approve the general code map link interactive zoning map proposal.
Yes, before you have a proposal from General Code to create an interactive zoning map for the township. If you recall, I talked to you about this back during the budget process. Again, it's something we looked at when we were up at PSTAT, something in the last town I was at in Easttown, we put this in place. We found it to be very beneficial to the residents. It takes away some of those initial calls and questions coming into the township building regarding what can I do? What's my property zone? What's the setback? All the person has to do is type in their address and their zoning district comes right up and it tells them everything that they need to know for their property. Now, obviously, we will still get some calls and questions, But it's providing more information to the residents, trying to, or even anybody who's looking to buy a property in the town. It kind of gives them an idea of what's happening. We found it very useful in Easttown. Again, it takes doesn't take all the questions away, but it takes a lot of the initial question. And general code is who does our code book. They are familiar with the township. It's all linked together through our zoning ordinance. It will be on our website. You just go there and click and you have it.
And was this part of the capital plan or?
Yes, it was.
Was.
It is budgeted for this year.
The only comment I have is that I find the ongoing service contract
Subscription piece of it.
Yeah.
to be extremely high. It's 1/3 of the cost of the project. And it doesn't seem to really contain much besides the web hosting, which is very cheap, and quote the license. I would just like to have a better breakdown of what we're actually paying for. I like the idea. But I'm just concerned with the contract. It's also not clear whether, and Scott and I were discussing this today, whether the contract calls for a increase in the service contract after each year or after a 3-year term.
Says by new term. There's an increase, subject to an increase at the beginning of a new term, and it says a 3-year term. So I'm assuming that we would be paying $2,500 per year, and that's set for a 3-year term. That would be my understanding.
Yeah,
That's the way I interpreted it.
That was Scott's interpretation also. I don't know, I'm kind of, I don't like the price. I think it's too high for the service contract. The other question I have is, we're giving them our data and we have to have it in a certain format. Do we have that ready to go?
Mhm.
Okay. Got it. Who
Okay.
own,
That E-code 360. E-code 360 is what our code is set up on the website.
right, I know that. No, I'm talking about the files. They need
That's
them
what
in
they
a
ask
certain
for.
format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my comment. I would like a better explanation of what the
Did we bid this out?
annual hosting
I'm
service.
sorry, not bid. The wrong term. Did we get just estimates for anyone else, or was this the only
These
people?
are,
that we-
they're the only ones I know to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments from the board?
What is included in the annual hosting? Is it updates and things like that too? So it's not just their
Yeah,
storage.
stay in the Zoning district or something.
We don't have to pay extra
No,
for that.
no, they
Yes,
just
we
did.
will. If you read the last page, any changes to zoning, they were charging us an hourly rate to update it.
Hold on, let's see. How's this?
It's there's new fees for any codifying any new legislation.
Yeah.
But we.
Well,
call it-
they do that with our code book. We give them, every 2 years, we send them every ordinance that we've adopted, and they charge us to update the code book. Because,
I understand that, but I don't understand why we're paying them $2,500 a year for
Yeah.
web hosting and quote, a license fee. That's a.
And
pretty
data
steep
storage.
License fee,
And then the data storage.
data storage.
I thought maybe it was high because some municipalities have a lot of changes. You do not have a lot of changes to your zoning map. Other municipalities are doing ordinances and legislation quite frequently.
And I
A
can
lot of-
understand why they would charge
Yeah.
hourly rate.
Maybe
to-
they could
to update it.
reduce that a little bit.
we did this in 2018, and the cost was $9,000 all in.
Yeah.
And now it's 2025, and the cost is
I
11,000.
mean, they have a licensed data storage. I'm sure that's pretty fixed based on the size of the township, but the
We can
updates,
certainly go back and ask them more questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
we
would
don't have a lot of updates in this town.
recommendation to table it until we get just more clarification, not, but I think this is a great idea.
think it could be a great tool for our residents.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure we know what we're
What we're
getting.
getting, yeah.
I would encourage you to look at Easttown or one of these towns.
I did go on and look at some
Easttown?
of their other, yeah,
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty cool product.
it is, it is. I just, as I said, it's the lawyer and I don't like buying a pig in a poke, so.
We will bring it back at a future date.
So I have a motion to table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of tabling this, motion to approve the interactive zoning map, say aye. Aye. It's tabled. Okay, information items, departmental reports, park and recreation.
Yes, the snow's melting. We can actually see grass.
It didn't rain all day Sunday.
They have been busy with projects when they're not been doing
No.
the snow removal, but, yeah, as you can see Bill's report, he indicated a couple areas that they've worked on. But now that the weather's changing, they will pick up, and get busy on some other projects they have lined up.
Did they, the tracks that were made, were they by cars or by quads? Cars? And no idea.
There was vandalism at Veterans Park. Someone was turfing.
Yeah.
The fields.
Really? Sorry. No, it's just my disappointment in humanity.
Yeah. Okay. Public Works, what have they been doing all month?
Snow and ice, 800 hours.
No idea. 8?
Well, 792 hours. Yeah. No, it's been a busy winter for our guys, and I think that I can say without a doubt that they've done a fantastic job.
Agreed.
The events have been long duration events,
Yes.
which are very taxing on the crew. I commend Ryan for the way he manages that with his employees. He makes sure everybody has enough rest. Nobody is overextended. But we do, they do take pride on what they do out there. The past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we've faced there's been a statewide shortage of salt. We have been very judicious. Fortunately, it looks like the weather's turning. We're down to about 180 tons left right now. Just to give you an idea, a normal salt run will take about 90 to 100 tons. But we've been trying to cut that and use some cinders in there to try and extend the life of the salt. But the barge came in this past weekend. The problem was the Delaware was frozen. Above the Walt Whitman Bridge, Delaware was frozen. Barge couldn't get up to Morrisville to deliver the salt. Now that problem has resolved itself. So the salt's coming back in. But yes, they've been very busy and I think they've done a great job. And I have passed along the board's thanks numerous times and they do appreciate it.
And I can say that we've had a lot of public praise for what a good job they do.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of
Great.
nice compliments.
Yes.
And that's,
Okay. Police.
Yes, Madam Chair, you have a copy of my report in front of you. I'd just like to highlight one of the events that occurred in February. That was our participation in the Special Olympics of Pennsylvania Polar Plunge. 4 officers, including myself, went on a very cold, rainy Friday.
It was very cold and rainy that day.
And, but it was a great event. I'm glad we participated and we will participate in future years. We have to beat our goal. This year we raised over $2,000 and I think we were the 3rd organization to raise. Like there's 2 other organizations that raised more than us that were participating. That was the PA Attorney General's office and Philadelphia Police Department.
A few more employees, I think.
Just a few more.
They have a few more.
Yeah, they have a few more.
Just a few.
More people.
I think we got to redo the psychological. Jumping in that cold.
People do that for fun.
Where was it at?
Well, I
We
think,
did ours at Citizens Bank Park.
well, thank you for your doing that. Anything else we need to know about? Anything coming up?
Anything coming up? We're planning some community events. We haven't nailed down any dates as of right now.
Okay.
And the only other thing is in the end of this month, myself and 2 other officers will attend the Pennsylvania Accreditation Conference. So it's an annual training event for us.
To keep up our accreditation.
Yes.
Great. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
thank you.
Thank you.
Engineers report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You have our February's report. I'd just like to highlight, since our meeting was canceled, we did have Planning Commission last week on Tuesday, the 24th. It was a sketch plan only, no action was taken, but it was a 6-lot subdivision, 80 Curly Mill Road, which is the old King's Landscaping property. There was a bunch of residents came out. It was the first time under your new ordinance that the applicant was required to notify residents at sketch plan level instead of waiting until preliminary. So we had a nice turnout. They usually want a lot of answers, so at sketch plan level on a 6-lot subdivision with no engineering, it was hard. But it also helped me and Planning Commission, at least even on the technical, I know what was important to those residents. And once they heard there were wells being drilled, it seems like there's a water issue up in that area. So we focus on that a little bit. They have to do a well study, the applicant, they'll monitor all their wells. And there's a robust program that you have in place for that. So it gave us a chance to educate them a little bit. So all in all, that was a good decision. The Planning Commission, EAC, and the board all supported that change. And it's hard when it's only a sketch plan, though. It's hard to answer everything at that stage, but it went well. The only other thing, and I don't need any discussion, but I need an answer, or I need you to answer Dan's email of January 21st about your new Welcome to New Britain Township sign. They are ready to construct it. And if we all, meaning we, the board, sorry, not we, but need to make a decision on the style and design. And we worked out,
Answered. I know Cynthia answered it.
it's your last chance because everything else is done. They're ready to go.
Really?
We, as far as ordering stuff, the contractors working out all the other overlay district requirements from your Butler overlay requirements of, it'll look like the front of Wawa as far as but we're gonna match the building. So Jean has that worked out. That's the only thing last. They keep peppering us for that. So last chance to respond to Dan, and then we're gonna have to make a decision on how the sign looks.
So who looks after the sign?
Well, we need to have an easement drawn up
Uh-huh. So
for your benefit, for you to maintain your sign. It's your sign.
our sign, so we get to look after us.
I'm sure they're paying for electric since they'll run a line, but we didn't do the easement because we weren't sure if that was gonna go. I talked to them about it. They want to give you an easement, so you maintain it, not them. But that's something Scott and I need to work. I was trying to get this wrapped up to that point so then I can move on to that one.
I think there was a question, I think it
To
was.
the easement, sorry. I get the sign done and we
Okay.
have to get the easement, so.
As to the sign, I think Cynthia had a question because they're putting up something that is now what they do to match sort of the sign down at Upper State and County Line. They're not going to do anything that.
I'm gonna tell you, I haven't looked at it on
Oh, okay.
purpose because it's not my decision whatsoever.
It's sort of a plastic, I would call plastic. It's not plastic, probably
But it's
fiberglass.
backlit, isn't it? That's the point of it being white, was for it to be backlit at night?
Yeah.
Is that my understanding is correct?
Yeah, like your one Upper State is lit with us.
State, isn't it?
It is.
It's,
No,
it's not, it's a spotlight.
New sign.
Spotlight.
I like rather it be lit up than,
And it's made of, it's
The
brick.
backlit.
Backlit?
And
yeah,
the spotlight on it.
yeah.
Well,
We
Well,
will
it's a
get,
question whether you want this or you want flat. I went for flat rectangle.
all
That
right.
was my input.
Okay.
Anybody else?
10 minutes after this, we'll get some ideas.
Okay,
I need a decision.
all right.
Remind me of the email again.
It was Dan sent it out on January 21st. Some of you responded, some of you didn't.
Okay, just look
At 1:55 in the afternoon.
150.
Tell you the time Dan sent the email.
Okay,
That's all I have.
okay.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you. Board of Supervisors comment. Bridget, we'll start with you.
Well, obviously, all of our gratitude, which we have already expressed to our public works who've been amazing, as well as our police who've been great during all of our inclement weather events. And then just an FYI to everybody here to please come out and support the New Britain Township Veterans Committee. We are having our annual bingo Friday, March 13th. Yeah, it's the Friday the 13th. That's right. It's Lucky Bingo. But come on out. It's at the Shrine at Czestochowa. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bingo calling starts promptly at 7. There's going to be some amazing prizes, raffle baskets, a bunch of 50-50, a bunch of other stuff. You can free to bring your own snacks, beverages, BYOB, etc. It should be really fun. And I believe if you get your tickets online, I think if you go on the Facebook page and probably the website as well, right, Alex? Yes, on both places you can go and you can find where to order those tickets. You can order them ahead. I think there's a slight discount then if you do that at the door. And I hope to see everybody there because I'll be there.
Yeah, I actually have no comments at this point.
Okay. Well, just my repeated thanks to Public Works and thanks to staff for all they do. And of course, our engineer and solicitor. Yeah, not much has been going on. I noticed our traffic accidents were down, hopefully because most people stayed home.
About last year,
No, this last
Yeah.
month.
we've been.
Busy.
January, we did okay. But with the storm has kind of increased our accidents over year to year against. So. We had a bit.
Sorry. I looked at it, I thought I saw it had decreased. I know I stayed home, I just.
Overall, last year, we hit our goal of reduced by 10%.
Good.
And just that's all I have, because nothing else has been going on except shoveling and trying to survive the ice fields.
I will concur with everybody else, thanking the Public Works and Park and Rec people for being out clearing the roads, but I also want to thank the police department for being out there managing the traffic and trying to keep everybody safe on the road. I liked your display sign on 202, telling people to get the snow and ice off of their cars.
Mm-hmm.
Saw one municipality, they were actually fining somebody for doing that. So I thank you for that. And the other thing I'll bring up is, we do have our annual Easter egg hunt coming up the end of March. I believe it's, right now the weather is not listed as being great, but we'll see how it works out, so.
March 28th, right?
28th.
Yep.
So hopefully it'll be dry for a couple days beforehand.
I'll just echo what the rest of the board said. Thank you to all of our staff, Public Works, Parks and Rec, Police Department, for all the extra work they've done, but thank you to all of our staff for everything they do to help keep the township going. And I noticed, just to tag on to what Bridget was saying, I noticed some of the prizes sitting in the back. It looks like if you go to bingo, you have a chance to win some really great things. So definitely encourage people to go out to that.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Is there another tool set I can win?
There is.
Oy. Okay. Announcements, the environmental, oh, public comment, I'm sorry. Any public? Anybody, any other? Yes.
I think in the fall, there was a discussion about having a mandatory sewage line inspection for people that were going to sell their house.
Yes.
Is that going to come up again at some point?
We passed that at our last meeting.
Okay, where can I look up that?
We will be posting it shortly. We're having a meeting to discuss the implementation of that next week, or actually this week. I think we're having that meeting, aren't we, Scott? I believe it's this week.
No, next week, you're right.
To talk about the implementation and how we're going to roll that out. So it should be coming out on our website in the very near future. You're welcome.
If you want to read the 35-page ordinance, you can find it in the meeting packet for our last meeting.
February, right? Yeah, I thought it was, yeah,
Yeah.
the meeting in February. Yes.
What was the date?
February 2nd? February 2nd, I believe.
February 2nd. Okay. We've had so many cancellations.
Cancellations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Yes?
Maybe springtime, walking, and people walk on both sides of the streets. But there's no sidewalks. You let them, they can walk into traffic, so cars come.
That sounds like a police matter, chief.
We can put out a notification to remind people maybe.
So, yeah, exactly.
See.
Maybe you have to go on board, you know?
Sounds like the board's getting a lot of use, which is good. And notice.
Yeah. It's in a good spot. Okay, announcements. Environmental Advisory Council meeting, Wednesday, March 4th at 7 PM here. The American Red Cross Blood Drive will be held Monday, March 9th from 10 AM to 3 PM here. On Wednesday, March 11th, from, I believe, 10 to 12, both Representative Labs and Monroe will be here for their mobile office hours. Again, the Veterans Committee Lucky Bingo, Friday, the 13th at 7 PM at the Shrine. Hope to see everyone there. And our Easter egg hunt is March 28th. At what time do we start? 9?
No, it actually goes off at 10, but if you want
Nine.
pictures with Easter Bunny, you have to be here by 9:30. So,
9:30, and it goes off at 10 AM sharp.
right.
Okay.
Handsome.
The next meeting of the Board of Supervisors will take place on Monday, April 6th at 7 PM. The prior advertised meeting of March the 16th has been canceled due to our changing schedules. Hopefully, it's the end of that. So see you on April 6th. Do I have a motion? To adjourn.
I will make that motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comment? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for coming.